is about the president. He says the market is falling because of impeachment. There is no proof of that. You see no analysts on the street who are respected saying that. America's factories just suffered their worst month in a decade, due in part to the ongoing trade war with China. Keep an eye on this. It's of the president's making. CNN Tonight, D. Lemon, right now.
So this is what we need right now. This is what the president needs right now. Know what that is?
Sound of silence?
Yes.
Calm?
He needs to sit in a room, just be quiet, and just be quiet because he is, what's the word I want to, I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not going to say anything that has anything to do with the medical.
You're not?
No.
Why have I been calling you doctor all day?
He's running in circles, let's put it that way. He's just running, His mind is just going, he's spinning, and he doesn't know what to do. And I think if he just sat and he was just quiet for just a couple moments every day, he might have some sort of epiphany, or at least some sort of clarity about what he should do and where he should go from here. Because I don't think he realizes the gravity of what he is facing. And he keeps spinning himself in, digging himself in deeper and deeper and deeper. The erratic behavior that I saw today, if you did anything close to that, I'd be on the phone with Miss Matilda and Miss Christina, and I would say we need to have a talk with Chris. He should not be on television anymore. What are we going to do about it? Do you disagree with me?
I think they feel like that already. I think he is doing exactly what he knows how to do, what he was taught how to do. Oh, no. There's no question about whether or not it's a proper mode for him to be in as anybody, let alone President of the United States. But you're only going to see more of this, not less. What he said to Brian Karem back a little while ago about impeachment is who he is. Compartmentalize. No, you come at me, that's it. That's who he is. He will attack everybody who he sees as a threat, just like Roy Cohn told him to do, just like he's done his entire life. He doesn't always win, but this is what he does. And we know one thing for sure. There is no man or woman around him that can make him do anything different. All we'll see is who decides to fall in line and get in step with what he is going to launch, which is going to be a war on anybody who says he did anything wrong.
For what he did today with Jeff, forgive me, Jeff, what's his last name from Reuters? He was head of the White House.
Weaver? Mason? What was that guy's name?
Mason.
Mason.
That guy is a saint. Because had he said, no, stop talking to me, ask him a question. Like, who do you think you are? The president? But who do you think you are? Seriously, you don't tell reporters which question to ask and who to ask a question to. And on top of that, today, I cannot believe every single day how we are devolving into insanity, and there are people who are making excuses for it and who are trying to normalize it. Did you ever think you would hear the President of the United States in the White House, in the West Wing, refer to an athletic supporter? I'm not talking about a person, but a strap. It's not a bad word. It's not a bad word. He's talking about a jock strap. I was like,
of all the things you've called me on television, that
I did
is
call
too
you a bad
far.
word one day. But refer to a jock strap in the Oval Office? Like, come on, man.
You remember what he said about Megyn Kelly and women when he was in?
Yeah, he was on this show when he said it. He said it on this show.
He is, and he is rewarded for it by those who believe.
I hope they're proud.
Listen, it's not about proud. You know why? They don't expect anything better from politics. That is the irony here, is that this president is acting in a way that anybody would think is completely terrible if he weren't in politics. But because it's politics and people are so low, but I don't see it as trying to make sanity out of crazy. I think that people need to see this for what it is. And I think that ultimately the hope is that it brings out the best. It has to bring out the best because that's what this process is supposed to recognize.
I hope so. I don't see it. And he's so aggrieved. And do you realize he's putting that whole aggrievement out into society, and he has people who have no reason to be aggrieved. He's making them feel that they are aggrieved in some way. Look, and that they are owed in some way.
It's true.
But let me just say this, but he's so aggrieved because he's the president of the United States and people are covering him fairly and putting his own words out there, exactly what he said on the phone call, which, by the way, it's not exact. He says it's comma for comma. It's not that. But does he remember how many subpoenas Darrell Issa and his group issued?
No.
Hundreds.
He does not.
Do they remember the Benghazi investigations?
No, he does not.
But he thinks he's the only person, the only president in the history of this country who has had criticism from the media and from the opposing party.
No, he's just the only one he's ever cared about. I mean, that's what, I'm not saying that as a criticism. I'm saying it as a point of fact about who the president is as a person. He cares about himself first and last. And we see, like tonight, I had one of his supporters debating tonight. She was like, you got to give him the benefit of context. The way he uses that phrase is used it differently. I said, give me one example. No examples. See, that's his big problem here. It's not just style, it's substance. He couldn't answer a question today from Mason about what he wanted Ukraine to do with Biden. And he knows why he can't answer it. Because any answer is bad for him. Mm-hmm. So he's not going to answer the question. And the people who are trying to defend him, they've got themselves into an impossible position where they want people to believe that Biden is bad for doing exactly what we know this president did.
Everybody wanted him. But Biden did what everybody in the Western world wanted him to do.
Look, 100%. I had one of the guys part of the administration on last night who said, all due respect to the VP, he's taking all this credit for what he did. He was just like one part of our whole thing that we wanted to do it along with another. I'm saying taken at its best. If you're a Trump supporter and you want to believe Biden's bad, you must also believe this president is bad because he did exactly what you're accusing Biden of. And I think that the mistake for him is to fight all the people. It makes him look worse and worse. And that's why the argument tonight, if he took a page from the Clinton book and went to them and said, you want to do guns? Fine, let's do it. Let's do it right now. And he meant it. Not like what he said to Pelosi just to try to avoid impeachment. I think that would start him on a better path. And it worked for Clinton. It could work for him as well.
Yeah, well, don't hold your breath.
Oh, really? But you think he's going to take a moment of calm and meditate? That you saw as a logical conclusion of where we should go.
Okay, well, I'm tired. I need some coffee or something. Okay, thank you, Chris. See you later. I got a lot to talk about. We have some breaking news that we need to discuss.